In the fairy tales that we've read over the years, the role of the stepmother hasn't always exactly been a shining example of what a perfect mother should do. But not all stepmothers behave like those stepmothers do. We live out loud with Catherine Njuguna, the fashionable stepmom who's helping other stepmothers and blended families blend in with fashionable charm. Hello and welcome to Sheila Lives Out Loud. My name is Sheila Mwanyega and I'm thrilled that you're on this channel. Please click subscribe and hit notifications so you never miss an episode when we upload. And if you find something on this channel that means something to you, please take that link, post it, share it. It's always a good thing to inform and educate. And we're all set to live out loud at the Westwood Hotel with Catherine Njuguna. We're talking about blended, no, not the makeup, families. Catherine, how are you?
Very fine.
I'm having a big giggle in my heart right now because I'm saying blended. So a lot of times when we hear the word blended, we're thinking foundation and highlighter and makeup. But you know, if you look at the life that we're all living now, the concept of blended families is everywhere. And you've got first-hand experience. Before we talk about your family, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm a mother of 6. It sounds crazy, but yeah, 6. I'm a wife. I'm a kindergarten teacher by day, although before I was a biochemist, a scientist, and I changed professions.
I love that when you introduce yourself, you don't say, I'm a stepmom. No. You say, I'm a mom, because a mom is a mom is a mom.
Yes.
And anytime we use the word stepmom, it brings to mind a lot of, you know, you think about fairy tales and there was Cinderella, poor thing. And then you think about...
Hansel and Gretel.
Exactly. Anyway, the long and short of it is the connotations that come with stepmom are not positive, but it's not always the case.
It's not always the case. And it's not, being a mother doesn't have to do with biology, you know. It doesn't mean that you have to come from my stomach. You know, I think being a mother is more than just giving birth to a child. It's what comes after that. It's the caring, the nurturing. So I think that's why I call myself a mother, because I do exactly what a mother does.
You take care of the children.
Of the children.
So let's go back to the beginning for you, because these 6 children didn't just happen. There's a story behind the story, so tell us a little bit about that.
So I met my current husband when I was 22, a few months shy to 23 years of age. And he was going through his divorce, and we met and we clicked. And he was very honest from the beginning that this is my life, this is what I'm going through. I love my children and I expect anyone I meet to accept me and my children. And I thought to myself, how hard can it be, you know? I'll get in there, love the children, and we live happily ever after. That's exactly what I did, but yeah, along the line, that was not the reality. But I'm here now, 10 years later.
And let's not fool ourselves into thinking that you can come in thinking, I love all of you, and everything is fine and things fall in place. It's a process. It's not easy.
It's not easy.
Because the children are also dealing with what's happening between their dad and their mom, and then there's you. How did you deal with that?
So I'll be honest and say the truth. It requires a lot of patience, a lot of love. And you have to appreciate that for the children, every child wants to be their parents. For them, I want to see my dad and my mom together, bottom line. So it was quite hard to transit from what they knew to the new family we were forming. So we had to be patient, we had to seek help from counselors, we had to talk about it. And obviously the children ask themselves the question, what happened between mom and dad? And as we know in our African context, parents don't talk about it. They don't say what went wrong. They don't say, you know, so the children don't see it happening. One day they wake up and mommy and daddy are no longer together. And in a few months, here is a new mommy, you know. So it was also very hard for them. So when I came in, I had to appreciate that, put myself in their shoes, and be patient, and be consistent. Yeah, so it has taken, now we are one big happy family, but it has taken years.
In talking about being consistent, you know, people get tired. It's so easy to give up. It's so easy. Yes. I mean, I've tried this 10 times and it's not working. Yes. What kept you going?
What kept me going, I guess, is because I was able to see the small changes and appreciate the steps we make. And number two, also the support from my husband. We're very good friends. And immediately I was in, after a few months, we realized this is going to be a rough ride. So let's prepare ourselves. You know, it's not a honeymoon, you know. And so with support from my husband and also close friends who understood, because not everyone will understand and support you, that's how we've managed to get through it. And also the help of professionals, experts, counselors. You know, so we were all seeing counselors and we are all seeking help continuously, you know. Even now, some days we're like, okay, we can't deal with this, you know, we have to seek help from third parties.
In looking at the dynamic between you and your husband and then you and the children, there's always this other person who was there, the mother of your other children. You cannot walk away from this other parent. What was that like?
Blended families, they're different types. There's the one where you're fully blended, meaning that I was married before and he was married before and we all had kids and then we come in from another family. But in my cases, he was the only one who was married, so we only had his ex, So when I came to the picture, I had to remind myself that I'm not coming here to replace the mother of his children or replace his wife. I'm coming in my own right. So I told the children, don't worry about it. We appreciate your mom is here. I'm not coming here to replace her. You can have a relationship with her, because I feel it is healthy for them to be able to have a relationship with all of us, a relationship with their dad, with me, and their mother, so that they can be healthy children, you know. So we acknowledge she's there, we give her her rights, and the children visit her, they have a relationship with her, and we respect her, because she will always be their mother. Just because it didn't work out
doesn't change motherhood.
Doesn't change the fact. Yes. So she's there when we have graduations, when we have important family events. We invite her.
You involve her and you invite her. And
it's already hard enough for the children. You don't need to make it any harder by making them pick sides. You can love all of us and it is fine.
You have one child together with your husband, and then the other children, he came, you know, it was a one package.
It was a one package. So
get one, get 5 free.
Yeah, so 3 of the children, he was married for 10 years. And then one of the daughter he had before he got married. And then we adopted our son, Tito, who's South Sudanese. We just saw on TV and that was it.
Oh, wow. You saw him on TV? Where did you see him?
I think it was National KTN. He was number 3 in the Kiambu County. And so there was an issue about school fees. And first of all, we wondered, how is the South Sudanese number 3 in Kiambu County?
That's a good question.
What are the probabilities? So then we went to the school the next day. I remember it was the Genesis. We went and learned his story. We sponsored him to Alliance. Eventually, he came to live with us, and now he has a full scholarship and is in Harvard.
Oh my good Lord, what a fantastic... You know, when he's back in town, could you please tell him to come over and live out loud with us? Because I think he's got a story to tell.
2 years ago, he was at Nation. He was also top in Form 4 at Alliance. So,
and he's just doing well. Open heart, open arms, and love just flows through.
It's enough. There's enough love for everyone.
There's this concept that, again, take us back to the fairy tale, because then this is what inspires these stories. If you look at the Cinderella story, her mom died, and then she came with the 2 daughters, and then, you know, this one was left on this side, and these ones were left on this side. Did you ever have moments where, you know, the other children felt like, you know, because this one is yours and daddy's, and you're treating this one a little differently than you're treating the rest of us, and when are we going to get our free rights and justice and equality? Did you ever have moments like that?
I think we were very realistic when we started, and I knew that I had to be very careful. I had to treat all the children equally. My son, who's 5 now, doesn't know the difference. He doesn't know any better. He doesn't know the difference. Actually, if you ask me, I'm more careful with my stepkids and with my son, because he'll be more forgiving. So my kids now are older enough, and they're like, Mom, why are you so tough on him and not as tough on us? And I'm like, you know what?
You used to do worse than that.
Yes, and you know, and I tell them, you know what? It's because, you see, I had to take time to build the trust and to build that relationship. So I'm very careful. In my house, everyone is equal. Anyone who comes to work for me, they know they're all my children.
Looking at the support that you're giving others, what can people look forward to? How can people tap into you? Because I found you on Instagram, and you know social media is everything. But there are other women and men, because there's stepmoms and stepdads who are also going through things in their houses and are just looking for help. So how can people tap in?
I think First of all, we need to be vocal about it. We need to talk about it because there's a lot of stigma around it about step parenting and blended families. I think that's why I started my blog, so that I can create a space where I'm able to talk about it. I think I need to do better and be more out there.
No.
You know?
You're definitely doing a good thing. You're here too, so
yes.
you're definitely
so at
doing
a time,
something.
and also have support groups where you can come and share with someone who's walking in the same shoes. And when we support one another, then I can be able to say it's bearable. Right. Because there are days you wake up and you're like, I'm done. You know?
No, you're
because,
human enough.
Yes, and there's no one to
challenge.
talk about it with. Like when I started my journey, I didn't know any stepmother who's done it. I didn't know any blended family that has succeeded. If you Google the success rate of blended families, is very low. The percentage is very low of success rate because the dynamics are too huge, they're too much. And so I feel like we need to talk more about it, have support groups, and be open. And also it helps the children to be able to accept the situations. If we as parents don't accept it, then how are the children in this picture supposed to accept it?
I admire your spirit. You truly are a fashionable stepmom. That's what her Instagram handle is. I tell you, Catherine, we're going to be friends forever. Because again, that is the new dynamic of families. It's not even new. It has been, and it is, and it will be. So let's all try and make life easier for all of us in these situations that we find ourselves in. Yes. In closing, your words of support, help, assistance to someone who's just found this conversation and is looking for that light to just let them know, I need to still keep fighting. What would you say?
First of all, I'll start by saying that there's enough love for all of us, like I keep on repeating. And I feel like we need to talk more about it. I feel like we need to engage more. And also, don't hide in your corner. Come out and talk about it. It's a noble thing to raise someone else's child.
It really is.
You don't need to be embarrassed about it.
No, so let's
And you can rewrite the story of stepmothers and stepfathers.
Let's stop calling them stepmothers. Let's just call them moms and dads, because at the end of the day, they're raising children. You're raising children day in, day out. They're not sitting outside in the shed. Yeah.
And you can have more than one mothers. We all have them. We have them in our aunties. We have them in our friends. We have them in our relatives. So you don't need one. There's love. There's enough love for all of us.
Isn't she a gem? She is Catherine Njuguna Karaoke. You can find her on our social media links. What we're going to do is, you see all those handles flying there? Exactly. Click one of those and it's definitely going to take you to her sites and her blog so that you can get the information that you're looking for. It's okay to be a stepmom. You can be a fashionable stepmom. It's been such a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
You truly are a wonder. Asante sana. Be sure to click subscribe to this channel. I hope you have, and remember to hit notifications as well. We are signing out from the Westwood Hotel in Nairobi, Kenya. We'll see you in the next episode. Until then, blend, not the foundation. Our families.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Bye for now.